Hi everyone. I'm just going to talk about our fund called B Global Partners. So we started in 2015. What we focus on is what we call the trans-Pacific opportunity. So we back next generation sectors in the US, which is mostly through funds. So this is assume it to be a fund of funds in the valley, mostly focused on spin-out managers that are focused on defense, deep tech, semiconductors, biotech. And our core business is direct investing in India, Southeast Asia, and Middle East. I would say 80% India, 15% Southeast Asia, and around 5% Middle East. Um, this is just a recap on our Asia contribution till now. We currently manage close to $1 billion in AUM, deployed almost $800 million, and this is all seed capital. We have around 15 unicorns now in the portfolio, which is largely around India, all first checks, and then Indian founders in the US, which is companies like Notion, Rippling, Smart HR, etc. The current net TVPI across funds is around 2.3x, and we just returned around $500 million in capital this year. So the core focus of BEENEXT is a community of change makers. So bee means honey bee. So we are generally the smallest animal in the room, but we love to cross-pollinate. So we do our AGM or what you call a bee camp every year in a new country in Asia because we invest across Asia. So we started in 2014 from Singapore. This one is the 10th year, and we're doing it in Karazoa in Japan. So just a little bit about India and what's happening in India generally. We just became the fourth largest economy, and predictions are it will be the third largest economy in the next couple of years, taking over Germany. Then the middle class in India is at a very interesting inflection point where people are sort of replicating the China story in India now. Just between the middle class and above middle class, we're adding almost 100 million people every year. And the prediction is in the next 5 years, we should have around 500 million people above middle class in population, which means people are going to consume a lot of software, consume a lot of consumer goods, and also a lot of services. So that's why we think the consumer economy in India is at an all-time high, and hopefully it's just going to be a golden period for the next 10 years. In terms of just macro numbers, the access to internet right now is around 800 million people in India, which is pretty large. The amount of social media users is around 500 million people every year, and around online consumers of 250 million. Then if you look at just the startup ecosystem in India, the total number of startups have quadrupled in the last couple of years. We have around 150 unicorns now. 114 was 2023. Now it's 150 unicorns. China has around 300. US has around 450, 500. So it's the third largest startup ecosystems in terms of large companies and large outcomes. In terms of just the public markets in India, I think the VC pipeline for IPOs, it's really, really attractive right now. We're adding almost $200 billion of market cap in tech companies over the next 3 years. So these are all the companies which are going public. The largest one is Flipkart, which is going public at around 35 billion, followed by PhonePe, Razorpay, and multiple other similarly large companies. And the other trend we are seeing is a lot of companies domiciled in the US are re-domiciling to India and going public in India because the average PE ratios in India are around 50-50x. So that's a very, very high premium to sort of list in India. This is just like a snapshot of the sort of opportunities we are trying to capture. So the good part is we see pretty much everything in India, from deep tech, consumer, to also enterprise. So first is what we call Industry 2.0 or China Plus One, which is all your supply chain realignment that is happening in Asia. So we backed the chemical manufacturing company recently, which went from $0 to $150 million in revenue in less than 2 years, profitable. And they're exporting to Middle East, they're exporting to China, they're exporting to Japan and other parts of the world. Similar sort of stuff we are seeing around textiles, around aerospace manufacturing and stuff like that. On the consumer side, we are backing the next generation of consumer brands. So be it a coffee company, be it IKEA for India, be it dating apps. Then on the financial services side, we are seeing a lot of wealth solutions because just the middle class population is so high. So they want wealth advisory solutions, they want wealth management solutions. On the AI side, we are seeing a lot of services first companies because India is the largest importer of IT services in the world. So we probably service the biggest of the clients globally. So that's what we are seeing, that how can AI enable this next generation of services company to build more professionally and to have higher gross margins. And the last bucket is deep tech, which is everything from battery manufacturing to defense to IP-driven software to semiconductors. So that's just basically a gamut of opportunities across sectors. So that's been our focus. And obviously on the US side, we mostly invest in funds. And these are mostly spin-outs from large platforms like Thrive, like Andreessen, etc. So yeah, that's a little bit about us. Thank you.
Hello. Good morning, everybody. How's everyone feeling? It's the last day. You can finally relax. Hopefully, no pressure. But thank you so much, FII, for giving me the opportunity to present today about our new fund called Wyld, because we back Wyld founders. Hi, thank you for coming. So we invest in daring innovation to uplift humanity. So we're an early-stage venture capital firm focused on backing the AI revolution. We partner with wild minds who are shaping the next frontier of the human experience. But I think what makes us really unique is that we're headquartered in Saudi Arabia, and we're on a mission to see the GCC become an AI superpower in AI. So it's going to be a wild ride. So why are we investing in AI? Well, I don't need to tell anyone in this room, but we're experiencing a platform shift unlike what we've seen ever. Today, AI is bringing the marginal cost of generation to zero. The GCC is leading the charge to spark an AI revolution, and we saw this during President Trump's visit when we signed many mega deals. If you look at statistics that were published by the Stanford Human-Centered AI Center, you can see that the UAE and Saudi Arabia are among the top AI countries in the world. But the areas that we actually are the weakest is in talent and R&D. And this is what Wyld is looking to address. We've got low cost of energy. We have infrastructure that we're building out and chips that we're importing. We are producing foundation models. We have strong market adoption and policy and regulations. But where we try to form the bridge is in the talent ecosystem. So AI expertise remains heavily concentrated in the US, especially when you look at top AI talent. So the GCC needs to address this talent gap, and we're here to play a supporting role in seeing that happen. So we invest in both founders in the Middle East and in the Bay Area. And actually, Phil, you're going to see yourself on the screen very shortly. So Middle East founders struggle with scaling beyond the region. So part of that challenge is that founders in the region lack access to opportunities in the Bay Area, where we know that the leading AI ecosystem lies. And so Wyld is here to actually help them access these opportunities. Moreover, if I'm being honest, part of our challenge is we don't think big enough. Why don't we think that we can be leaders in the AI space and create category leaders? We know that any business that is doing an AI business must be a globally leading company. And it's a global company from day one. So you can't play the replicator model anymore. We also know that there is a shortage of capital, but you also need strategic capital to really scale globally. So part of our role is actually providing these Middle East founders with access to opportunities in the Bay Area, whether that's through accelerator programs, whether that's through introductions to tier one investors, whether that's to go-to-market opportunities, because we all know that if you can make it in the US as a company, then you can make it globally. Phil, thank you so much for being one of my personal investments and founders. And actually, I'd love for you to talk really quickly about your journey. I'm sorry to put you on the spot, but I think it's actually more fun to make it interactive.
Hello, everybody. My name's Philip. I run a company called Star Cloud, and we're building data centers in space. And yeah, actually, I lived in Saudi for 2 years before founding Star Cloud, so between 2021 and 2023. And Tala is one of our first investors. So, and now is very helpful in bridging the gap between the US. We're based in the West Coast. So yeah, Tala's been very helpful in bridging the gap between Saudi and the US.
Thank you, Phil. And you know what's remarkable is that you started your first business in Saudi Arabia and actually learned a lot through that experience. And now we're building data centers in space in the US. But actually, because space is such a big market in the Middle East, you actually want to bring those opportunities back to the Middle East. Thank you so much. Thank you. By the way, Phil had no idea he was going on stage, so thank you so much for that. Well done. So Bay Area founders require vast resources to effectively scale. So the other side of the equation is we invest in Bay Area founders. And what we're finding in the AI space is that the time to raise has been shortened, and then the scale of how much you need to raise is also magnified. And so you need to partner with investors who really have patient capital, who have large amounts of capital, and who are strategically aligned to you. Hence, why we feel that building the bridge between the Bay Area and the Middle East is so critical. And so our role is actually to help Bay Area founders access opportunities here. Firstly, in go-to-market and helping them access opportunities within Vision 2030 and then other Gulf countries. 2 is in helping them access capital. And 3, in helping them access compute. The kingdom wants to become an exporter of tokens, and that's where we're looking to diversify. So that's what we will do. So a little bit about our fund. This is probably the least exciting part about what we're doing, but we're starting out with a $50 million fund. We focus on Series A plus opportunities, and we're always looking to follow into rounds, and we usually follow tier 1 investors. And where we like to add value is in helping to access the Middle East. Our focus areas, so if we map out our AI tech stack, is we focus on the data layers. So we quite like businesses that are doing data engineering, data warehousing, data management. We also like the middleware layer, so machine learning operations. So that's things like model architectures, model security. And then we focus on 4 vertical AI applications. So smart cities, cybersecurity, financial services, and industrials, all big TAMs in the Middle East region. We've done a few investments to date. So we've done Perplexity. How many of you have used Perplexity? Amazing, great to see that. And then we've also done an investment in the region called Applied AI. So they're building autonomous agents for regulated sectors. They're based in Abu Dhabi. And we've been scoping out the Saudi market as well, and really want to invest here because we believe in the talent here. And we want to take them global and be number 1. Another one that we just closed is actually a company based in the Bay Area, but was founded by 3 Saudi founders. A company called Nash, which does logistics orchestration. They went to Stanford, they were at MIT, and they started their business in the US, and now service the world's largest retailer, Walmart, who is also an investor in their company. And that company was also backed by Andreessen Horowitz. And what they're doing now is they're expanding to the region, specifically Saudi Arabia, and we're helping them with that process, which is very exciting. So we have a really remarkable team. So William Gullub, William was at Stanford and now is a partner at Wyld. He's actually going to be going back to Stanford to do his MBA. He's actually here today, and it's his very first visit ever to Saudi, so we're very excited to have him. He's based in the US. And then we've got Nina, our operations associate. So she is from Germany. She's based in Dubai. And then we've got Hiba, who is our AI scholar in residence, who helps us with technical diligence. So I'll just wrap up here and say, we're really excited to be a part of FII. We think it's a very exciting moment for Saudi Arabia, especially at the intersection of AI and global affairs. And thank you, everybody, for being here.